When I was 2 years old, my parents got divorced, and I basically lived life without my mom. As a small kid, I had no understanding of why I couldn't be with her. I didn't know why. Why couldn't I have lived my life with my mom? Elementary school, found out I was kind of socially awkward. I found out because I had no friends. I said the wrong thing to the wrong person, and I ended up getting beat up pretty badly. The rest of that year, that fifth grade class made fun of me for it. Friends that I tried to make were not good people. And so I tried to do things that I thought they might like or they might think was cool. So I got involved with drugs. I got involved with bad girlfriend relationships. It led me down a pretty dark path. I felt as if everywhere I went, I was rejected. Dealing with these feelings of rejection and dealing with the sadness that I felt, it slowly kind of turned into a feeling of anger. Eventually that anger, it was projected on people around me, the people that weren't accepting me because I was the one that was awkward. After about a year of being just completely angry at everybody else, that anger turned inward. It's my fault that my mom's not around. It's my fault that I don't have friends. It's my fault that I'm not fitting in. I was so angry at myself that I looked in the mirror and I just felt like I hated myself. And I thought, well, maybe if I hurt myself, I won't have to feel the pain that I'm feeling every day when I go to school. So at some point, hurting myself wasn't good enough. It wasn't filling the void. It wasn't solving any problems. And this life just isn't worth living. I was kind of at this breaking point where I just didn't think I was worth it. I remember thinking, well, I've gone to church my whole life. I should just pray like, Lord, show me a reason to live and give me a reason to keep living. And I remember I was in my garage and coming down the street was a yellow bus, and it was my brother's bus. My brother has autism. And I prayed, Lord, show me something. And here came his bus. And I remember thinking, he'll never understand this. If I do this, I will ruin his life. I remember thinking he's worth living for. And I remember climbing down and going into my room and just sobbing in my room by myself. And I was so confused, like, Lord, if I'm gonna keep living, how do I escape from this? How do I get out of this? Because I can't continue living this way. The following week, I went to youth group. I felt completely different. I felt really strange. I didn't feel as depressed. I didn't feel as beaten down. For the first time that night, I picked up the Bible willingly by myself, and I read the Bible. I read the Word of God. And even though I was free to suicide the week before, the battle was far from over. The war was just beginning. And the war is fought in the Word of God. I started telling myself what God thinks of me versus only what I thought of me. Even as an adult, I still struggle with temptations of anxiety and depression, and there's still hurt that comes up from the past. It still exists. But instead of believing those things, I can tell myself the opposite. I can tell myself what God says about me. I can choose joy and I can choose peace because that's what He says about me. He was with me, and He was with me when I was in the garage, and He was with me when I was a kid, and He was with me when I was at school, and He was with me when I was in my room and I was in my own mind. He was there, and He says that I'm worth it. Every day, we fight a battle on what to believe. And the question is, are you going to believe the lies that the enemy says about you, or are you going to believe the truth that God says about you? Don't forfeit God's truths for the enemy's lies. You are not alone, you are loved, and you are worth it.